Welcome to SoaringHammer.com, 405th.com, and HuntersLure.com. Cynthia here, and we're talking about a new project I'm going to be working on probably starting next weekend, because for the next month, every work day we'll be out in the field. So we'll not be home except for weekends for the next month, so please understand if you're trying to get hold of me and I'm very busy. Here's the next project. We're going to do the concept BigDaddy suit. And I'm about to show you certain pieces I've already gathered together for this project and how I plan on manipulating them. Okay, so first off, once my wife is done zooming on that, they understand what BigDaddy looks like, okay? I just need you for reference pictures.
Okay.
Right? First off, what we're going to do is, obviously we're going to build the helmet, and I have the concept for that, but I'll discuss that as we're starting to build it. First thing I want to talk about is the boots down here. Okay, obviously the boots are deep sea diving boots, and you can buy them for $325 off of eBay for real life ones. But what we're going to do is I have these handy dandy hunting boots, okay, and they are whatever.
They're the Walmart camo.
Walmart, yeah. I just painted them up, just get a general concept. I used Krylon paint, Krylon Fusion to help bond to the material. And then I will build up with rubber the mounting brackets here, put some bolts in down along the edge, and I'll build the caps to the front. Alright, so that's your generic concept of what's going to be the future diving boot. Okay? Now, if you look here, you have your standard knee pads, elbow pad style things right here. Alright? I did order, or question, I do have some generic knee pads and generic elbow pads, which have a generally square shape to them, which I will then use Chicago screws, which I have ordered. These are the Chicago screws that I ordered, and all these Chicago screws will be used for all your little spots on the back of the elbow pads back here. You got a couple spots on the knee pads up here, along the knuckles right here, and some of these straps along here. My wife is going down tomorrow, and she's getting me leather straps, okay, which is going to build this area here and help out with the knee pads and elbow pads. Next I want to talk about is going to be the material we're going to use for these little squares around here, and probably to also hot glue onto the knee pads, elbow pads, and all this leather work up here. This is the leather type material that we're using. It's rather thin, very strong, and has a very good texture to it. I'm not sure if you can see the texture to it, but that is material that I'm going to use for all the leather work on the suit. As for the belt, the weight belt, okay, you can order weight belts online. Once again, they're expensive, so what we're doing is using a black military style pistol belt, which I've already ordered, and we will build the ammo pouches similar to the way we did with the Mark 6 ammo pouches. Okay. Next, I want to talk about the suit itself. The suit I've already ordered is a standard gray jumpsuit or coveralls. Okay, you can order them on eBay. And for the gloves, what's going to work is these welding gloves. I already have a pair. I'm ordering another pair. They're just gray welding gloves, which I can add the brown leather to around the fingers and the Chicago screws to the knuckles to give it the appropriate look, like such. Okay. Next is going to be this little meter right here. This little meter right here, I'm actually going to use a Reptile. It's from Zoomed. It's a hydrometer. Okay. You can also use a thermometer style, and that's going to be the gauge that's going to go onto the left gauntlet area. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about is this tubing that goes down the back from these glass vials back here. You have tubing coming down right here. You have tubing coming down the left arm. We're using a standard fish line, or fish tubing is what we're going to use for that. Very simple. Probably run some paint down to the inside of these. As far as coloring them in, all right, we'll run the paint on the inside so it don't chip off on the outside. All right, so that takes care of the tubing. Next, we'll look back over here. We're going to talk about the buckles. All right, the buckles right here on these inner thighs. All right, we already bought these buckles off of eBay. I already bought 2 of these. So they're your standard classic square buckles. All right, next we'll talk about these vials, or the valves over here. There's one in each tank. What I used were these exact ones I ordered off of eBay. They're old, they're bent, they're rusted. It's going to be a nice look. I will not alter them at all. Those are going to be the valves to open the tanks. Next is this hose back here. You have hose on both sides of here, which comes to the front of the helmet here. And all we are going to use is a hose. Self-explanatory, okay? We're going to use a hose for that. $8 at Walmart. Next, I want to discuss these two back tanks here, the two metal tanks. Okay, for the two metal tanks right now, what I'm going to use is I have some cardboard tubing, which I have primed this one already, and I will give it. I will do probably some Bondo work to it a little bit, so I can engrave into it to give it these. Either that, or I'll use push pins to create all these little circles right here, and maybe a band around there. All right, and this is going to be the smaller one. And I do have one in my roll of paper here, which eventually I will take out, which is a thicker, wider one, which is going to be the bigger tank. Okay, so those are going to eliminate the tanks for the back. Let me go through one more time. Here we go. These wing nuts right here along this chest, obviously those wing nuts right here. Okay, we ordered these wing nuts right here, which get mounted.
Can't see them because it's a white picture.
Okay, well I got some wing nuts that I ordered off of eBay. Last but not least, the rope we will purchase individually as well. The rope's going to go in the front here, and the metal brackets. We'll slowly figure that out as we go along. So this is Ithaca405th.com, and SoaringHammer.com, and TheHuntersLair.com. There's going to be the Concept Big Daddy project coming up shortly, and we'll keep you posted. Remember, if we can do it, so can you.